Hello. Just thought I'd do a little training update today and talk about some of my running woes, I guess you could call them, that I'm having. I'm feeling a little under the weather today. We had a busy weekend. We went to a theme park. We went around a lake and did a lot of sightseeing there, and I'm feeling it. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep over the weekend, and I have that, scratchy feeling in your throat when you feel like you're going to get sick, which I hate. So, trying a few little things that make it feel better. I went and got this juice shot that had turmeric and garlic and ginger and cayenne pepper and black pepper, which really heats things up. And then I had some spicy soup, which I really wanted the soup from the Thai restaurant, but I'm trying to not spend a whole lot of money on that today. So I just went and got some spicy soup from the grocery store, added some extra sriracha, and it, got some nasal stuff going on. So I want it to flush that stuff out. So I'm feeling under the weather. Today's one of my maintenance run days, so I'm still going to have to fit that in. I usually like to do that in the morning, but it's my kids' last week of summer vacation, so we went to breakfast this morning. So I kind of need to let that settle, and maybe I'll get that done before dinner or after dinner if I decide to wait. I don't know. It's hot outside, so I might go treadmill. We'll see. So, not feeling the greatest today. I would, just skip my maintenance run, but I skipped last week because we had a lot to do to get ready to go out of town for the weekend. So I just feel like I need to do it. And that's only the second maintenance run I've ever missed in the past 4 months. So I figure I'm doing pretty good, but I'll try to do that. Some other things I have going on. My fitness tracker broke a couple weeks ago, and so I'm just trying to wait for that to get back. It still works, it's just the screen is broken, so I'm not able to see what time it is or any of that right now. It still keeps track of my distance and everything, but which I use a different tracker on my phone when I actually do my runs anyway, but I just like it keeps track of my intervals, and so when there's no screen, I can't get to where it keeps track of the intervals because I do a walk, run, walk. And so it's really hard to do that right now. And it's taking a long time for the replacement to get here because it was still under warranty. But it's still not going to be here till Thursday, so oh well. And as far as my training goes, my runs are going to start to get longer here in the next few weeks, my longer runs. I have a 5-mile one coming up this weekend, and then the next long one will be a 5 3/4 mile, and then 6 mile, and then by that point I think I'm about up to the 10K for a 10K I'm doing at the end of September. Another problem I'm having is with my shoes. I've had the same pair of shoes for a long time. Not the exact pair, like the new version of the shoe for a long time, because I found these ones and I really liked, and up until 4 months ago I didn't really run, so they were just my everyday shoes and shoes I would walk in and were really comfortable. And when I first started running, those are what I was running in, and it still was feeling good, but of course, since I was doing longer runs, I wore out the shoes faster. Like I said, I've already had 3 versions of the same shoe, and so I'm like, I'll just get the newest one that just came out. Well, it's causing me some pain, like in my arches and on the back of my heel, and I had just bought them. I was at a Nike outlet, and they were Nike shoes, so I just got them there because they were a lot cheaper than buying them online or at my local running store. And in hindsight, I should have at least went to the running store and tried them on to see, but the previous versions, they hadn't changed that much, but they've changed something in the cushioning in the upper part of the heel, or not the heel, but like above the heel, like the top of the shoe, and it's So that's rubbing weird, and the arches of my feet, they changed something with the support too, and so I'm having problems with pain in my feet. But then part of it's like I've only had these shoes for a month, so is it just they're still getting broken in or whatever? So I went to the running store and explained what was happening. The guy there gave me some inserts to try. He was really nice. He just gave them to me to try, and he said if they work, great. If they don't, come back and I can return them, and it's not a big deal. So I'm finding that with the inserts, I'm not having problems with the arches of my feet hurting, which is good after I warm up. Still, at the beginning, when I first start running, it's not comfortable, but then once I'm warmed up, it's good. So, but the problem with the extra cushioning that they put in the top of the top of the heel is rubbing really weird and causing me a lot of pain and like my Achilles tendon area. So I think I'm gonna have to take the inserts back, and the guy was really nice to try to help me find something that would make my current shoes that I just bought work, but I think I'm gonna have to get a different pair of shoes, which I'm fine with because these I think will still be fine for walking, but it's just now I have to go back and figure something else out with a new shoe. And like I said, I've never run before, so it was like I don't know if they're just not broken in enough, and maybe they'll get better. So that's another thing I figured too. If I get another pair of shoes, I can kind of go back and forth and see what's gonna work the best. Yeah, so and I'm like I said, I've had some pain in my Achilles area, and then my hip has been bothering me, which since I started running, I've off and on been having problems with my hip. So I finally got my foam roller back, so I'm going to be trying that to see if it'll work better. But so other than that, it's just trying to get it all figured out. You know, I'm new to all of this, and it's going to be interesting since just figuring out all the training and the long runs with everything coming up with, you know, school starting, which I think will actually be easier, honestly, because my maintenance runs are going to be easier to get in because I can get those in while my daughter's at preschool some of the time, and if not, right after I pick her up from preschool. And so I think that's going to be easier, but the longer runs on the weekends, especially, we have some other trips coming up in the fall. I think I've got it all worked out, though. I had to sit down and plan out my runs of when I was going to do the long ones. So I think I got it figured out, and we're going to be good. But my husband has still not started training, and he's doing the half marathon with me. So I just really told him, I said, you know, we should try to do the 5-mile run this weekend together. And then, you know, you really need to start training on just maintenance things, too, because he hasn't trained at all. He's done 2 5Ks with me this summer, and he's tired after them. So yeah, I'll just keep updating. I know nobody's watching, but maybe someday, and just keeping track for myself of how things are going. And yeah, so hopefully maintenance run today, and hopefully I live through it. I'm sure I will. It's more difficult when I'm not feeling 100%. So yeah, onward and upward on training.